Well, hey guys, it's a beautiful sunny day in South Texas. It's hotter than you know where. That's right, it's really hot, so thought I'd put on some colors today. All right. Well, this is part 2 of Tarping 101, in which I've got a load of lumber and wanted to show you some details about this. Okay, you'll see that I'm at the front of the truck and I'm looking towards the rear, and that's the highway out there of our little truck stop where we stopped to tarp, just outside of Jasper, Texas. And wanted to take a look. You see the center crease. That's right there. Going down the center, almost. You'll see I'm going to have to adjust it just a little bit, and I'll show you how I adjust it here in just a little bit. But we want to take a walk back here and show you. I've already put down all my carpet pads, and all my carpet pads are on the corners except for back here. But you'll notice in a lumber tarp, there's a flap that's back here. See that? And these corners right here, see that corner? We got to make those corners just right in order for us to be able to square this tarp up. You'll see that where that grommet is, it's on top right here. That's on the passenger side. You'll see that grommet's down over on the side right there. Just got to square that up just a little bit. You need to square that up just a little bit in order for your tarp to fit on it, kind of like a shoebox, like we've been talking about. And if you don't fit it on there first to start with, then the side of your tarp will go at an angle, and when you're trying to bungee things down, it gets kind of dicey being able to bungee it down square. So let's get down on the deck and let's take a look at this thing from the deck. Okay, before I go any further, just kind of want to show you how I access this. You'll see that we're up about, I'd say that's about a 6-foot rise. I've got 8-foot drops on the side, so you can see they hang down about 3-4 feet. But what's important here is to make sure that you've got three-point connection all the way up there. By that I mean that you can have either 2 feet and 1 hand, or 2 hands and 1 foot, all the way up to the top when you get on top of there. You see I've got steps from the truck level, from the ground level, up on the truck, onto the deck, onto the trailer, and then I've got my ladder going up to the top, and which I'll be able to do a three-point security for myself all the way up there. All right, let's go to the back. Okay, I'm halfway back here, and you can kind of see that the line for the D-rings up on top is at a little bit of an angle, and I don't want it at an angle. I want it to be square right there. I'm gonna move up there and get on top. All right, we're up here on the back, and you can see here's the back of the tarp, and you can see where that flap is hanging down. Over on this side, I can see a little bit of wood, about 2 inches of wood on this side. And over here on this side, if I was to bring this out, you'll see it covers it. So I'm going to move it over that way just a little bit. Now what's measuring this thing is I can see that that top grommet right there is sitting right on the corner of that stack of wood. All right, and let's take a look over here, and this grommet is right there on the corner of this side too. And so that makes it pretty even right there. All right, so you're ready to start laying out the front. Once we lay out the front, then we can tie down the center part like we do with the steel tarps, put a strap across it so it doesn't move, then we'll do the front and the back. Okay, now we're in the front, and you'll notice I have the carpet underneath on the corners and the front edge all the way across. Now look what I've done here. This thing has a outside flap here, has an inside flap, and then it has the flap that goes over all of it. And in the front of your load, you'll want that flap coming all the way over, and that's what seals the water out from the front. So what we're doing is we're holding the inner flap here, we're holding that one in. I put a bungee here in a V. I grab a large bungee, come across, a long bungee I should say, and then do a V over here on the top grommets, and then pull them together, and so you have yourself your inside flaps coming into seal. All right, there's the front just before we throw the flap down. Just wanted to show you. Now at the bottom we have 2 bungees holding it like grommets. I want you to also see that I've got those hooks pointing in because I'm going to put a tarp over here on the outside, and I don't want those digging into the tarps. They can dig into the wood and I don't care. It's not going to hurt the wood any. So I've got those hooks pointing towards the wood. Now I'm going to bring that flap down and we'll solidify that that flap and make it airtight. Okay, we're back here on the back, and just showing you the back one is just the opposite of the front. It's a lot easier, frankly. So you take your flap and you bring it down, and then you grab the side edges and bring them over, and you do the V hook coming across, and so it winds up looking like that. All right. All right, now I'm back on top, the front here. See that I've got it all smoothed out. I walk up there, that's just a crease. It's not really a flub. And coming all the way to the back, got her all smoothed out. Now I'm gonna put a strap, 2 straps on here, because this is, you'll notice that's wide up there. There's one here. So there's 2 bundles, 4 stacked there, 2 bundles apart, and then this is 1 bundle in the middle, and so you have an indentation over here and an indentation over here. So you put straps at the front and put straps at the back, and that'll hold that indentation from flopping around while you're going down the road. And it'll pin this down. We want this pinned down, this layover part goes from the front to the back. All right, now the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to seal down this front flap. And the way that you do that is you roll down the tail of that flap and then stick it underneath a piece of dunnage. And now we're going to take a strap and put it over that dunnage and pull it down real tight, and that'll seal it. All right, we're pretty well done with it. Give you a look at it, make some commentary about it, some of the final little touches that we did. Just show you that real quick. All right, now you can see the front of the trailer and how we've got this to where this front flap comes around like this. So if the rain comes, the rain's going to hit the front and come around, and then that's underneath it, so none of the rain gets in here. And it's pinned down here, as you see, with some dunnage. All right, and then we just bungeed it all the way down. Now this is part of the problem that you have whenever you've got kind of a smaller part in the middle, is it'll fall in like this. Sometimes down through the road as you're traveling, you might have to stop and pull a bungee cord or 2 out and kind of get some of the flapping done. But this will hold it for us to figure out. And you can see how the straps on top pin down the overlap. All right, and the back here is done just the opposite, where the outside flaps come to the end. I don't need to pin this down like we did the front unless it starts to flap real bad in some bad wind. All right, well that's it. That is doing a lumber tarp, and lumber tarps are ones that you know, sometimes they can be a little bit of a pain, and this particular lumber company would not let me on top of the trailer on their property. So a lot of guys will have the forklift guys put their tarps up on top, and they'll take straps and put straps over and hold it down, and then they'll come out to a truck stop 2-3 miles away, and then they will tarp it up off of their property. because it's easier to do than to get all rigged up and all their safety equipment up there, because after all, if a guy falls off a truck on their property, they have to pay for it. They don't like to do that. So anyway, that's what it looks like from here near Jasper, Texas. Got a load of lumber heading to Kansas City with it, and we'll check with you guys later.